Bitch, it's a new week. It's a new week, new mindset, new vibes, new reset, period.
My apartment has flooding again. Girl, I am trying.
Why do I still live here? Like, why has a better opportunity come? Girl, let me tell you about what the fuck has been going on today. And yeah, so I'm gonna cover two things right now. I'm gonna tell you what happened with this whole water situation, and then I'm gonna tell you about this weird random potential synchronicity question mark. So, long story short, for the water situation, bitch, this whole place was damn near flooded. Like, not the carpet, luckily, and the rug, but I came home because it flooded. It started last night, it was flooded this morning. I had to leave because I had somewhere to be, and then I had to just come back. I had to just come back midday because they were gonna come to help like clean up the water and stuff. When I left, bitch, it was in the bathroom. Like when I last talked to you and I was talking about like, yeah, it was in the bathroom. It was localized water, localized flooding. Still used on my towels. It was still like flooding, but nonetheless localized. Girl, I came back and the bathroom was flooded solid, like into the other areas of the bathroom. Part of the carpet, because it was starting to get over to the carpeted area, and then in the living room was flooded. Luckily, not the side with my rug, thank God. I think that had to do a lot with the leveling too of the place, the way it's leveled or the way it's not. But so that was a start, right? I come here and maintenance comes. I requested a specific guy. Luckily, he was here, thank God, because he can actually communicate and he doesn't say stupid stuff like, oh, there's a problem with the water temperature because you have a different shower head, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. I still can't believe I still can't believe they were trying so hard to go for that yesterday, acting like they can't fix my water heating situation because I have a different shower head. I let them switch it just so that they can clearly see that that's dumb as rocks. But anyways, it's not what we're talking about right now. Bish. It turns out that another unit in the building that's near mine, um, a pipe busted. I'm telling all their business. But a pipe freaking busted, like full blown, full. And they had to freaking like demo her floor. Like they freaking like literally pull up all the floorboards, and they have to, I don't know like how that ended because obviously like that, I wasn't in there, it's none of my business, but I found out because my unit was impacted but my unit was not the source. I just cannot believe that a whole ass pipe, and the thing is, let me just say this really quick and I will move on. The thing that pisses me off about it is this is not the first time that this place has flooded. In fact, I talked about it on my TikTok. That was one of my first videos that like, I don't want to say blew up because it definitely didn't blow up, but gained some numbers. Let's say it like that. And so when I was talking about how my apartment was flooded and stuff, and the crazy thing is, I'm sitting here, right? And I was with my baby cousin too. My baby cousin was here. We had to come together. And they're doing all this place. My place is looking crazy. There's so much going on. I also had the pest control guy that came earlier today. So he had to come in here when the place was flooded. What's it called? Because they got to come every whatever, like just maintenance or whatever. And so I already had to like deal with that, which was fine, but like that's just another thing like on my list today. And then I come here, I'm with the baby. I'm sitting there and I was just sitting there regulating our nervous systems, swaying back and forth. Like it's crazy. I feel like I do so well, like my brain and my body do so well with regulating when shit is actually hitting the fan. Like I know I keep bringing up me hitting that gate because I'm still like, bitch, what the fuck? But me hitting the gate, coming to my place is flooded. One time that came and there was a note on the door and I was like, obviously I still feel, by the way, like if something goes, like shit is happening, I still feel like discomfort, but I feel like my body's reflex is like to down regulate. It feels like my best defense mechanism. I'm like, the best thing I could do right now is to stay regulated and act like everything's cool. And there was a time I thought, like, I was like, oh, is this an eviction notice? Like, and I feel like, first of all, that would be a very big deal. But my brain has this belief that, like, if something ever happens where I'm legit booted out of this apartment, that means I'm getting a better place. Like, that's why when I told that story where that time where someone rear-ended my car and I was kind of bummed to see that there was no damage, because in my head I was like, am I finally getting a new car? Like, something better is going to happen now that this is being, like, ripped out of my life. Like, so the big stuff I be doing well with, it's the little things that pissing me off. Anyways, yeah. The thing is this has happened before on multiple occasions, and I think it's crazy how we be having to deal with landlords and stuff that don't be giving a shit. And like, this was so preventable. This was so fucking preventable. It's not even, like, I told y'all I've lived here for like 6 years. So preventable. And the times that it has flooded like this in the past, I was blown off, I was disregarded. This is also correlated with the whole shower temperature thing. It's because the freaking water's like leaving or whatever. Like, if they would have actually cared and investigated yesterday instead of trying to like BS me saying it's the shower head. Anyways, girl, but that's not the main thing I want to tell you. But I did want to tell you about that because that shit was crazy. But tell me why I got this package today that I didn't order. And there was nothing in it. In fact, this is the first time I'm going to touch it. Because now I feel a little bit better because my aunt and I looked up the return address because I was like, am I being like targeted for human trafficking? Like, I get a package. Let me see something really quick. Make sure I'm not putting all my business on the internet. Whatever, I'll leave that there. I get a package and it has only these two candies. They are Mambas. I'm actually going to look them up because I'm very confused by this. But, right? In a full, like, in like a, I'll show you. Give me a second. Although obviously I didn't put in like address, but in like a package. I just want to show you like in a package, right? And it also delivered to my relative's home, but it had my name on it, which it's not weird that a package of mine would go to her place. It's weird that a package for me would go there without me ordering it. And here's the part. So not only is it weird that it's a package randomly delivered with two candies that are like random and suspicious, but the return address is it, and hey, this may not mean nothing, but I'm gonna read it to you and then I'm gonna tell you my thoughts. In fact, I'm gonna show it to you. I can just cover the address for. Also, actually, I can turn the camera around for this part. Also, right, not only is the address 10 ones, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So not only is the address 10 ones, the package was also supposed to be 12. Come on with the focusing, bro. The package was also supposed to be 12 pounds. As you saw, this package definitely was not 12 pounds. I'm gonna look up the tracking. I forgot. I'm gonna look up the tracking. But 10 ones, huh? My birthday is on the 10th. The number 10 is like not the 10th of this month, just the 10th in general. You know, the number 10 is typically what I picture my jerseys because it's my birthday, like, you know. But hey, that may not mean anything. This may not mean anything. Nothing may not mean nothing. But why did I get a random package on a day that was so chaotic, by the way? Why did I get, and also when like there's a bunch of this, I've been vlogging about it, like there's just been a lot going on. Why did I get a package with my name on it to my relative's home from a random warehouse and the address is 10 ones, and it has 2 random pieces of candy in it, despite the fact that it's supposed to be 12 pounds. We saw that it was from a distribution center, which is what like for like content type of thing or whatever. So that that made me feel better about, because I like really wanted to touch it at first, because I was like, is this gonna explode? Is this like human trafficking? Like, you never know. But it doesn't seem to be any of that. I for real was like, I don't even know if I want to put on the vlog. Like, maybe someone's stalking my vlogs, but like no one's actually like watching these yet for real. There's like a few vlogs that like have like some views, and then there have been some people that commented. I was so grateful. If you're watching this video and you're one of the people that commented, like, I'm so grateful. That was motivating as hell. Like, just the fact that, you know, anybody was tuned in, you know, I care about this stuff. So yeah, I was like, what if somebody's like watching it and they're stalking me? But I don't think, you know, but I just am like, and here's the thing with the 111 stuff, right? Here's the thing with the 111 stuff is there are some times that I feel it's significant, and there are some times I don't. The same way there are times that I feel other numbers can be significant and sometimes they're not. I do think that numbers always carry energy, because everything carries energy. You know, I believe in the energy of the numbers, you could say it that way, and the numerology of it all. Sure. But that doesn't mean every time I see 111 on the clock that means like something special, right? There are times where it feels significant, and I'll acknowledge those times. But as I feel like it's whatever numbers you use with your spirit team. Like if your numbers are 333 and 222 or something, like, or twos in generals, you know, like if that's something that your particular activating system is tuned into, your body's tuned into, your soul is tuned into, and just whatever that's significant to you, you know, then cool. That's kind of how I feel like the 111 for me. Like, it is significant in certain situations, but it's not like every time I'm always tripping on it. But this just feels so random during such a uncomfortable and chaotic time that I just wanted to share that on here. I should put that in my video diaries too, actually. Which, I don't know what's going on. I figured out who it was. Or not who, well, yeah, to both in a way. But I figured out what it was, and it is a scam. I'm glad to see that it wasn't a scam. I'm talking about the thing that I was talking about in the last video, about the whole random shipping of the package thing. And I couldn't let it go. Because, like, why did you send it to that address? Like, that's what was so suspicious. First of all, why am I receiving a package with random shit that I didn't order? And then, why is it shipping to that address? This camera angle is making me uncomfortable because, one, I don't like that this keeps like the constant focusing. I bet you that's a setting or something, but also because I can see like the background like that, it makes me feel like something's gonna creep up behind me. It's weird. Anyways, yeah, like, why are you sending me a random package? And why to this address? Why do you know anything about my name and this address? And why are you sending me a package for candy? And why is your return address so weird? Lots of questions, right? And I was just like, I don't like that. And remember I said I was just like wanting to make sure it wasn't like trafficking or anything. But since we saw it was a distribution center, then I was like, okay, it's not trafficking and like stalking, but like, what is it? It's a scam. And it's a scam basically that is often done by like third parties and sellers overseas. I looked it up. And it's so that they can post verified purchase reviews on platforms like Amazon under your name, under my name. And in order for a post to be verified, it has to be, the item has to be shipped to a real address. That's why, like, if you go and leave a review on Amazon right now for something that you didn't actually buy, your review will be there, but it won't say verified purchase. So by them sending me a random package, and then they just put anything in there so that they can get the fulfillment, and then they'll put whatever for the weight. Now, 12 pounds is expensive, so they definitely paid more for that, but also it says the weight discrepancy is a known like quirk, and they'll sometimes put false labels either to game shipping rates, so sometimes it'll be to pay less, or to fulfill platform requirements. I think that they need Amazon reviews specifically because Amazon is the one that at least that I know of that's really strict about that and strict about the verified review thing. But whatever that, right? The fact is that it's a scam. And that when I looked up the tracking information, I told you I was going to look up tracking information. Girl, when I looked up the tracking information, they created the label on March 23rd. That's almost a full month from today. The label was created almost a full month to today, but it didn't get shipped out until April 15th. And that's like a thing too, and it's about them like they'll create labels in like bulk, and that's why like the label and the ship out date is like that's such a big like discrepancy and stuff. I knew, and I have a feeling I know who it is too, but I won't because I don't know for sure. But I have a feeling I don't know who necessarily did put this package stuff together or whatever, but I feel confident I know where the data was leaked from, specifically because of that name address combo like that. So yeah, girl, shame, for shame. Girl, I got me a tower fan. Changed the game. This is a necessity. Anyways, girl, so today has been a cool day. It's a Wednesday, so we're right in the middle of the week. I was gonna say I got up early today, but that's cap. I got up in the early part of the day today to go to the gym. Fresh skin, fresh everything. A few things I want to mention. Speaking of skin, because that actually is one of the things I want to mention. I did pause on both the niacinamide and the vitamin C like a few days ago because my skin, which right here, well, you probably can still see it. It was, I had a blemish inflammation spot, and then remember I told you there was one here that you couldn't visually see, but I could feel it, you know? So I pulled all actives. Like, I have learned the hard way. The skin barrier is everything. It's more important than any product or anything. So if I start to notice like inflammation and it pops up in more than one spot, I'm like, all right, you got it. Let me pull back. And I actually associate it with the vitamin C. We're going to see, because technically my niacinamide is 10%, which I didn't know when I started using it, because I've used it in the past and that's the one product I never had any issues with, so I just busted out putting this on my skin like every day because I used to and I didn't have any problems with it. So yeah, I pulled everything and I'm gonna not use anything probably through the weekend or Monday because I want to do my next microneedling session, and I can't do that if I have any inflammation or anything's upset, anything's open, anything's active. And I want to do that microneedling session because that one is still only going to be 0.25, and I'm technically supposed to keep doing, and because I haven't done a full yet. I've only done that patch test, and I want to do full 0.5, or what is it, 0.05, 0.5, whatever it is, 0.5. I want to do that like full, but I can't do that yet until I clear the 0.25 sessions. And technically I should do more than one 0.25 session, and I need like a month in between. I mean, for the 0.25, 2 weeks in between is actually cool, but I want to get to the 0.5 because that's when there's like real collagen production, and that's as high as I'm trying to go. I feel like, I know you can go to like 1, like 1.0, but I feel like that's more for professionals. For me at home, I'm happy with my dark skin, and I love my skin, but you know, because of hyperpigmentation and stuff, or PHI, whatever, I'm happy with 0.5. But yeah, I want to get there, and I keep having to delay it because of one thing or another. So I feel like each time I've brought back the vitamin C, I haven't had a serious or bad reaction, but I have to stop using everything like not too long after starting the vitamin C, which is making me feel like it has to do with that. So there is an old vitamin C I used to buy in the past that I could from Paula's Choice. I can get that again if I'm really fiending for vitamin C, but I really only busted it out because I had it. I I want to use like my moisturizer or niacinamide, my moisturizer, and microneedling, sunscreen. You know, like I don't really, I'm not really tripping on all that. So, because as you can see, I still have, you know, you can see the like casualties from past stuff. You know, you can see this stuff, and my skin was flawless before I messed it up, and it's gonna see how like this just looks like dull, and it just doesn't look good. So don't get me wrong, I know it's not as bad as it could be, because I remember when I thought stuff was so bad and it wasn't, and that's what got me into that boat. So I try to remind myself, like, my skin actually looks good. Like, this is fine, but I'm still on the path to getting it back to how it was, and I will, and I'm standing on that. So yeah, I wanted to mention the skin thing. The apartment is dry, finally. I cannot believe all that happened, but I'm just glad everything's fixed. My water is heating up fine now, and my, you know, pretty much everything is fixed. I still got to come back and do something else, but whatever, girl. I wanted to briefly speak on the scam thing. Actually, let me see what it's called real quick, because I already forgot. Okay, I just confirmed the term for the type of scam I was telling you yesterday, or whatever, it was a scam, that package thing. It's called a brushing scam. And then I also realized that it's not helpful for me to not tell you what company got my information, because you could be someone that gets your information stolen. Unfortunately, I am going to out myself with this, because I stopped shopping at this company because it's fast fashion, and then it's outrageously unethical. But I really wanted these dresses, and I went back to Shein, and I know I'm actually deleting the Shein account, like not just like changing my password, but I'm deleting the account, because I shouldn't even be on there, and that's what I get for going back on there. It's been a long time. But I know it's Shein, and I know it's Shein specifically because of that address name combo, and the timing, and the fact how they like made the label and didn't send it for forever. Like, because of a few key details, that's how I know that it was taken through Shein. And the reason that they weren't able to get my card information is because I used PayPal. I always use something like PayPal if I can and have the option. I'm all about tap, and I'm all about PayPal, because at least right now, so far, 'cause you know how scammers evolve, but right now, so far, that has been really good at keeping my information safe, because they were able to scrub my name and address and all my other information. If my card information was in there too, they would have got it. So yeah, that's about that. And then yeah, girl, I just want to say something I caught myself doing. And today I'm meeting with someone to talk about some potentials and things for my business. And I feel like I have been unintentionally doing the whole waiting until I'm ready thing. And that's why I haven't been like prospecting for real. Like, prospecting is not the best word, but there are steps that I already decided that I was going to take to gain more clients and stuff, and I felt like there's always something else that I need to do before I can do it, right? And this last thing, I was like, oh, I need to get this up on the website, blah blah blah. And I was watching myself, you know, because I'm just watching my behavior, and I'm like, okay, after you get that up on the website though, that better be the last thing. I don't want to hear you say again that I don't want to hear another reason that you can't be going out there and getting business. And I felt like I've been dragging my feet more than I need to. And I've just, like I said, I just be watching myself, and I'm like, you're doing the thing where you're trying to wait to be ready, you know, like, because I'm aware, I feel like just because you can know about things and know the right things to do or whatever doesn't make you like exempt from perpetuating the same behavior, you know. And so I was like, I think this is what's going on. I think that you are struggling a little bit with, you know, fully putting yourself out there. You feel more comfortable and stuff like talking about your business and what you do. You feel more confident about what you do, and that's great. But like, you're doing the thing where you're trying to wait until you feel fully ready, and you're not going to feel fully ready. That doesn't exist. You know, I think also like a thing with me is I wanted to make sure that everything was ready because I don't want anything negatively associated with my business, like a bad just review or anything. And I'm like, Top, that doesn't make any sense. You're completely dragging it. And just get out there and get the exposure. And if you fumble a potential client, then there's always more. But you're not going to get more confident and more comfortable and feel more ready by prepping. Like what makes you feel ready is doing and repeatedly doing, consistency and stuff. So yeah, girl, I caught myself doing that this week, and I'm making that change. And I feel like there was one more thing that I was gonna say, but I think that may be it. That may be good. Hey, girl, I want to update you on my like salad bar situation, and I want to share with you something that I think is really helpful if you're also, is this on? Girl, because you know. That I think is really helpful if you're also someone that wants to consume more vegetables, like legit more leafy greens and just whatever in your regular diet. So I remember, I keep saying remember before because I'm assuming if you're watching this one, you've watched the one where this goes in the drawer in my fridge. Like it's actually something I added to the fridge, and it has whatever veggies and stuff I put in here. And what I've noticed with this system, because I also put like sweet potatoes and beans and stuff, and what has helped me drastically increase the amount of vegetables that I eat, because I eat like, I'm not done making it, but because I'm about to add like other stuff, but I eat salads like this that have a lot of greens and even beets. I actually like beets now, which is crazy, but I do. I like the ones that you get at Sprouts that have like, they're like in like vinegar and stuff though. What I realized the real trick is to get myself at least to eat vegetables for real, like broccoli, like the cruciferous, the real stuff, is this food needs to be the easiest to access. And I feel like what we mainly eat is stuff that's easy for us and stuff that's accessible for us. So it's easy for us to toss food in the air fryer, which I'm an air fryer girly through and through. And I love my air fryer. It's portable. Fun fact. I can like turn this. I know I'm tangenting. It's okay. I'll be back. I love this thing. There's another base too. This is just one of them. But yeah, it's like a portable air fryer. And this is what I make my plantains in, because I eat plantains like 7 days a week. Honestly, sometimes more than once a day. I love this thing, and then I just move it over here. The small base fits under here, so that's why I use this one, but it comes with a big base too. Fun fact. Anyways, I'm an air fryer girly through and through. But what I noticed for myself is that if I have like a nice meat alternative that I really like, or cheese, or even like black beans, the sweet potatoes don't even have to be in here for real also, but I have them in here because it works. Like those things, sweet potatoes, cheeses, meat protein options, they don't need to be in these drawers with the little tongs, because I'm never going to forget about them, and I'm never gonna not want to put them in my salad, because that's the salts and the whatever and the carbs. But what needs to be accessible are the carrots, the tomatoes, the sprouts. The broccoli needs to be pre-steamed. I was eating raw broccoli for a long time, and then I just decided I can't live like that anymore. But I was eating raw broccoli because I don't like a lot of food prep either. That's another tip I guess I should include in this. Most of the stuff that I buy is pre-chopped, pre-cut, pre-shredded, pre. And there's something else I was about to point to, but I don't remember. The exception is the sweet potatoes. Nobody be wanting to cut sweet potatoes for real. So unless you can catch them at Sprouts or Whole Foods, if and when they have them, but they really add a lot of value. So I cut them this time. But that stuff needs to be easy and ready, but it needs to be low prep. So like when I go shopping, I get the broccoli that you could just steam in the bag and toss it in there. This week was my first time leaving the broccoli in that bag, and it's been working so far. I cut a corner, I put a clip on it, and I pour it. That's been working because the broccoli, because there's, you know, there's more water content or whatever, it goes bad faster, which is another thing that another thing I want to mention with this system is, by the way, this is not sponsored at all, obviously, but that sentence made me feel like I needed to say that. This is just what I'd be doing. But another thing that I think matters is that stuff does go bad. I go shopping I do for real shopping every 2 weeks, and I might do a light, you know, replace like a couple things every week, like some light, but I do like a real shopping trip pretty much every 2 weeks, and freshen up everything, the drawers, even my lettuces. I use Tuscan kale and I use arugula for the base of like all my salads, and they're just in their little drawers, and I freshen those up like every 2 weeks, maybe after a week depending on how it's doing, but most of the time I think like softly every 2 weeks. And the fact that stuff can go bad is another thing that motivates me to eat it, because right now I wanted to just make some gnocchi or some protein pasta for real, or really I'll just eat some plantains. I'll eat some plantains for real. But I wanted something that I could just toss in the air fryer or toss in the stove. I didn't even feel like, as easy as this is, I didn't even feel like doing this. And then I was like, well, dang, like, it's gonna go bad. Like, this is supposed to be really a weekly system. I use it as a bi-weekly thing because that works for me for the most part. But I had the thought like, dang, I should be eating this, so it's gonna go bad. And then I remembered I had sweet potatoes, and then I was more motivated. You also want something in here that motivates you, something that you want. Like, I want sweet potatoes, so I'm like, okay. Or that feta. Follow Your Heart has a really good dairy-free feta. In my opinion, it's bomb. I want that feta. And I'm like, okay, if you want the feta, then you need to make a salad, because I will snack on the feta. So, yeah, girl, I just wanted to bring that up because I think it has really changed my relationship with food immensely. Like, immensely. I did not eat veggies and stuff like this, and I'd be making these like heavy dinner salads and lunch salads. If you're struggling to get yourself to eat more of whatever it is you want to eat more of, make that the easiest thing. Like, I have plantains for dessert, and they taste so sweet to me because that's all that's available. And like, I was vlogging back when I was coming off of the holidays. When I came off the holidays and then I went to have my plantains for dessert, they tasted almost like potatoes. I was like, this is what I be having for dessert. But I just kept eating them, and your palate changes, your palate evolves, and now my plantains are back to tasting sweet as hell, and I fiend for them for dessert. Like, because that's what's available. There's nothing else in here. There's this like dairy-free ice cream in here that's not good that I'm actually just gonna throw that away right now when we're talking. I don't know if maybe I've just changed, but I didn't rock with this. I've had like every dairy-free ice cream brand at least in the book. I feel like a dairy-free ice cream connoisseur. So I was really surprised that I didn't like that. But yeah, the food you want to eat just needs to be easily accessible and easier than the food you don't want to eat. And there needs to be something in there that is at least enticing to get you, like, have a transition period. Like when I was transitioning, like I just said, the example, the holiday food. When I was coming off a holiday dessert and I was struggling to go back to having plantains for dessert, I let myself put like agave on my plantains, or like you could put whip on the plantains or something, like a transition period, and then, you know, you get to the point of whatever it is that you're really trying to eat for real. But I feel like it's all about accessibility. And yeah, girl, so I just wanted to share that. Girl, I felt so cute in my little pajama set. This is my first day getting to wear it. And I looked at that video I just recorded for y'all, and I was just like, that is not giving. It's like, it's hard because since my torso is little and everything's like high-waisted these days, it's up so high. That's why I was like rolling it down. Cause it's like I want to get body. I don't want to. Anyways, since I recorded this, also another quick tip. I call these my little protein toppers: hemp seeds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds. If they're all separate in the bags, if I have to take a bunch of stuff out every time I make something, I'm not going to use it. But if I have it just like quickly accessible, I could just like pop the lid. This used to be salt. I reused. These are all reused. This used to be a different seasoning. This used to be a different seasoning. And I just be sprinkling it over my salads or whatever I want to add them to. But anyways, yeah, girl. I'm gonna look cute. Hey, girl. I want to show you something that I don't feel like I see very often. Make sure my mic is good. I don't really see people post about this and all the like skincare stuff that I see. And I'm a preface with, I'm not telling you to do what I'm about to do right now. I'm definitely not. But this has worked for me for a long time. I feel very comfortable with it. I've gotten really good at it. But on my skin here, I have some good ones today that I was gonna try to extract these on camera. We'll see. And I'm actually gonna sanitize. This isn't even a good way to sanitize it. This is what I do. Bitch, be happy I'm sanitizing. And you should, you should technically wash your face first and sanitize your stuff. I personally prefer to wash my face after because I'm showing you these plugs on my skin right here. I like to wash my face after. It makes it harder when I wash my face first because it softens these. So I get, it smells like mildew in here, girl, from all that. Remember I told you all that flooding and stuff that happened? Well, they didn't dry my rug at all when the people came to like clean the place up. So this rug has been wet all day today. It's been damp. Let me not drag it. It's been damp all day today, wet all day yesterday. And I think it got a little wet the night before because the water started like before I went to bed at like 10 something. So it was all night, all day. And then today I put baking soda, but I'm just like, I've been trying to air the place out. I had candles and everything going. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna wash my face after. I prefer to do that. But basically, what these are here, what I get are these, you can call them keratin plugs. You can probably also call them closed comedones. But they're really keratin plugs and they are raised. Let me make sure I don't have too much because sometimes I be looking at the videos and I be seeing my shit all over here. I'm like, it's not even like that. I'm not even trying to do all that. But do you see this texture here? These bumps. And then there's one down here too. There's two actually, potentially. They're really small. They don't look like much, but I can always feel them because like it's been a minute since I've experienced these. I'm really good at, I can like, if I'm chilling and I feel one, I'm like fiending to take my tweezers to it because I can get it really quickly. But yeah, what these are from what I've identified, right, are keratin plugs, closed comedones, and they're a result of keratin mixing with the sebum, the natural oils and stuff that you produce. So my skin can be kind of oily. That's why I started this, like I said, I started the niacinamide. I paused it for right now because my skin was talking to me. But I don't think, like I said, I don't actually think the niacinamide is at fault, but I pulled everything just temporarily. But because I was getting some inflammation and stuff here, or breakout, but it's inflammation. Yeah, I never saw any post or anything about these, and I just tweeze mine. Now, they can express in two ways. I'm like backed up against the wall right now because of this big ass tripod. It's a really nice tripod, but this shit is big. For me, they can express in two ways. They can express at these ones that I can just tweeze, and I don't do any digging. Now I used to overdo it, and I would feel something and I would want to get it so bad. But if it's not surfaced enough to where I can just grab it, then you shouldn't either. Don't dig. If something is accessible, like I'll grab it and whatever. And it's because it's basically, I'm oily. I don't know what happened here out of nowhere because today my skin wasn't oily and it wasn't hot, but I rest my hands here, right? So there's physical contact. That's why this area of your skin for acne and stuff is typically associated like hormonally. Like if it's jawline or it's like chin and like here, there's, long story short, I believe there's more sebaceous glands, double check. and more active and whatever, and they're very much influenced by hormonal fluctuations. And it's like when you have more testosterone, then your oil production increases, and or higher testosterone in relation to blah blah blah, and then you see the result here. Just long story short, 2-second crash course on hormonal acne and stuff from when I was dealing with that. And yeah, so that's why when I was wearing my freaking, my aunt and I be calling it a shiesty. It's really my lock sock. When I was putting that here to protect my skin when I'm outside, because if I'm outside on a walk, I'm not raw dogging the sun like that ever. Period. Like I've been making way too much progress with my hyperpigmentation to be out there raw dogging the sun. But what happened is not today, just how I really fully identified this. It was like a nice controlled experiment, unintentionally, but it was a nice controlled experiment where, because I had that lock sock on for so long and I'm sweating in it, even though I wasn't overly OD sweaty, I was still sweating in it. And so that evening I had a bunch of these, and they can express in this hardened form that I can tweeze, or they can express in a form that I use this tool. I never use this. I don't use this anymore. If there's something that I really do want to break, like if I'm like, kind of want to break this one, which there's almost never an excuse for that. I'm not gonna lie, I do it sometimes, but I'm never going to encourage that. If it's already accessible, hey, do you. But we really shouldn't be breaking the skin. But if I do, right, I'll take this, like this end, and put it around it, and then whatever is there, kind of comes out like toothpastey. I know, gross. But that's the same thing as this. It's just that one has more sebum in relation to the keratin. Yeah, so let me see if I can grab this one. Oh, and so the solution, like how you get these to stop, is just managing the oil on your skin. And what's it called? Niacinamide, like I said, I'm re-dipping my toes in it. So far, I have been liking it. I have paused it, like I already shared a bunch of times. But these are a direct result of oiliness. Like, and if I see a bunch of these pop up, I know my skin has been too oily. So I'm gonna try to grab this one for you on camera. Let me see. Let me just look in the mirror at it's pretty raised. Let me see. And then also after you take it out, it stays solid. Like I can rub it in between my fingers and throw it in the trash. Like it stays solid. I need it to focus for me though. I gotta be able to see. Oh, did I really get it? Dang, I'm a professional. Because I usually, hold on, let me see. That was clean. That was clean. I got one of them because there's more than one there. Now, I'm going to be honest. I really don't think you're going to be able to see this on camera. But I will try. I really don't think you'll be able to see this. It looks like nothing is right here. And the light is kind of... So it's in between my tweezers. It's still there. You just can't see it. But my point, the point of showing you is just so you can see, like, it's solid. Some of them are bigger than others. Did I really get that one? I'm gonna get the rest on my own off. Well, is there a better one to show you? Because that one was kind of... That's the best I got for on camera because I'm really precise with it because I don't want to be poking my skin. I don't want to dig anywhere. I don't want to grab my skin or anything. So I actually am going to just pause and do that the rest of them off camera because there's like a couple of them. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because I just never saw anyone talk about them despite like all the skincare stuff I used to be like digging into back when I had that going on. And if you're someone that you're dealing with these like kind of like it's like texture, but you can tell like these I'm telling you, like I don't even have to see it. I could just be like, and I'll brush my skin and I'm like, and some of them like I won't dig. Like I said, no digging. But sometimes I can see it. There have been some that are so thin, like it's crazy how I can get them now. As you can see, I use either these really sharp tweezers or we actually go the opposite direction and use I have so many tweezers, girl, because I'm real particular about them. I just got put onto these, and these I really like. They're actually dull. What my not my hand doing absolutely nothing, but I'm like holding it there as if it's like helping. Yeah, these ones I do like these depending on what it is I'm trying to grab. The challenge is like sometimes, often, even just now, I'll grab the hair on my face because you know how we're mammals, so we have hair on our face. Um, but yeah, girl, I hope that might be helpful to someone else that may be dealing with some foreign random skin bumps and texture that they don't know what to do with, especially the ones that come out kind of like whatever. So, because I used to think it was milia. I used to post about it on my TikTok, and I was referring to it as milia. It's very milia adjacent, but it's not milia. Milia is what's the other? Oh, it's strictly keratin. It's not a keratin sebum mixture. I don't know, but anyways, girl, I just want to share that. Also, really quick, I should have said this too because if you're someone that is your skin responds well to actives, like actual actives, this is also a skin cell turnover situation, you know? So if your skin responds well to retinol or A, B, whatever salicylic acid is, AHA, BHA, it's one of them. If your skin responds well to that type of stuff, that'll help with this too. That actually is probably going to do much better than something like niacinamide. My skin, I've gone around the block with the actives, so I'm going a gentler route. And that's also part of the reason that I started doing this home microneedling. I say start as if I've done anything more than a freaking test patch, but that's also why I'm interested in that. Of course, and also just with this hyperpigmentation and stuff. Yeah, not just niacinamide. Niacinamide is what can help with controlling oil and stuff, but helping with the skin cell turnover, it's got to be those other guys. So, yeah, girl. Since we're talking about skincare, I actually do want to share one more thing because I think this is a gem for the melanated girlies. If you ever, so let's say you did like extract something or whatever, like you actually open your skin on your face is open for whatever reason. To something that really genuinely helps with preventing hyperpigmentation. Bitch, I'm not saying there's gonna be zero. There could be though. That's the thing. Depends on what it depends. But what really helps if there is ever open and broken skin on my face, on your face, use a hydrocolloid patch. Which is, you can use pimple patches. You can get like official ones to save money. I use the ones that are at the store for your heel. I don't have the box right now because I need to get more. I don't need them as often as I used to, so I am low. But they sell any hydrocolloid patch works. So they sell them for like people that get sores on their heels, like on their foot. And I just take it. You see how mine is cut up? I just take it and I cut a size piece for whatever I need, and I just use that. It accelerates healing and it protects the skin from the environment and it speeds up. It's the same concept of why things in the mouth, like cuts or sores in the mouth, heal so quickly because they're in a moist environment the entire time. The old thing we grew up with, where like it needs to air out, it needs to scab or whatever. That's not really true anymore. Like you can still do that and you'll be fine. But like, for example, I don't remember where it was. Was it this? I don't know. But like, if I get anything on my body that is like open, I put a patch over it and I'm going to leave it there until it's healed. I might change the dressing. Like you can kind of tell after a minute, it's like, okay, freshen it up, switch it out. But I'm going to leave it there until it is healed. I don't want a scab to form at all. This is going to help prevent hyperpigmentation. Again, like I said, it is not perfect, but I highly suggest if I ever have open skin on my face from any type of extraction, except like these ones, like I just said, how I just tweeze these, they don't really open my skin, so I don't use these. I've tried it before and there was nothing there because there's There's not like fluid or anything. But hydrocolloid patches help to absorb the excess fluid, but they maintain that moist environment, and they're also keeping your skin out of the sun and from dirt and debris or whatever. So big, huge recommendation for that. Learn from someone that has, like, learn from somebody else. Like, learn from other people's mistakes is what I'm getting at. Learn from other people's mistakes. I've learned the hard way. Things that I have maintained and that I found that matter the most is protecting your skin barrier. Hydrocolloid patch if there's ever any open skin. Not overusing actives. It's not a like rush game. Like if you're still in your phase of like, I want to change it now, I want results now, then you will go on your own journey. And I understand that experience. I understand just wanting your skin back and just wanting to just grab onto whatever product, wherever it's going to fix it. But what's going to fix it is love and patience. But I mean, don't ever let me put a limiting belief in your head. Like if you were like, I can get this back in next week, bitch, do you. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's a longer game. And if you are able to accept that it's a little bit longer of a game than you want it to be, you can prevent a lot more damage. You can prevent more hyperpigmentation. You can prevent that stuff. So my biggest things that I like to just keep on deck is those. And like I said, I use the ones for the heels and I just cut them, but you can buy actual patches. I used to get Hero. I think that's what they're called. Hero patches. I used to get those. Those work just the same. The same if you are a mouth tape girly. I'm dropping hella gems in this vlog. I know this one for this week's gonna be long, but I don't care. If you are a mouth tape girly, I shouldn't say don't. I'm not telling you what to do, but highly recommend purchasing KT tape, kinesiology, whatever, that tape, and just cut it into strips. You save a crap ton. This is a lot cheaper. You can get it at like a Walmart, Target type of store. I wouldn't get this brand, which is, I don't remember what brand this is. I'm not even showing it to you because this one's a little strong. I don't really want it to be OD strong. You know, this is still my face. So this one's a little strong for my taste, but whatever. But find a KT tape that you like and use that. And then also, mouth tape is great, but get to the root cause of the underlying problem of why you can't keep your mouth closed overnight or whatever. I've gone on my own journey and fixed my tongue posture or whatever, and my situation's still not perfect. But, and if you're like clenching, because one of the reasons I also used it is to help with preventing clenching, so I would clench overnight, which I'm still susceptible to that. But there's reasons and underlying stuff that I'm still working on to help with that. But get to the root cause of why you're having that issue. You know, if you are experiencing mouth breathing in any way, in any fashion, first of all, it probably has to do with your airway being obstructed. You probably can't breathe out of your nose in that moment. And if you can, it probably still something else. Like there's a root. Our bodies are always communicating with us. There's always a reason for something. And so I'm big on not just like the Band-Aid. Like before, it's like my skin, I just want to get it back. But now I realize like if I have pop-ups on my skin and inflammation on my skin, like I told you before, it's typically also inflammation in my body. Assuming it's not from a product, like, right? These are separate situations. If there's no trigger that I put onto my skin, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, girl, for me, hyperpigmentation is, child, I swear, what would they say on social media? They'd be like, don't pop or don't whatever, because if you do, it's going to be hyperpigmentation. Bitch, if I sneeze, if I look at it, it's going to be hyperpigmentation. Like, so I found my tricks. I found things that work for me. You'll find things that work for you. Anyways, girl, that's it. Hey, girl, I love this hat, and I just wanted to show it to you before I go and change. I love the size, and this is satin lined, and it is by a black owned company, not just black owned, black woman owned. And it's, like I said, it's satin lined, it's flexible, like there's a band in here. This is not an ad, but I'm obsessed. And then I like that it has the wind thing. I'm gonna be honest, these clips right here, ass. If I had any feedback for the company, it would be that they come off. It's never come off while I'm wearing the hat though. So not a, but the fact that it be coming off so easily is what makes me, sorry girl, I was just saying that these things, they do be coming off, but it hasn't happened when the hat is on, but it be making you like concerned if it's gonna happen while the hat is on, because the wind be, it be catching wind. Anyways girl, yeah. Also, look what I bought. I'm gonna use this to make spearmint tea. I'm also gonna use the packets, but I wanna make it fresh also. This is part of my skincare plan to help me with my oil control. So, yes. Okay, anyways, girl, what I actually came on here for is because I want to share with you a synchronicity that I just discovered, or at least I believe it's a synchronicity. I haven't sat with it for very long yet, but I want to record this before I start like really like chilling for the rest of the day. But it involves these. So I moved them here just because it's easier for demonstration, but these are on a metal door frame that I have that's like somewhere else in my home. And I'm gonna just show you. Basically, today I saw my magnets, they caught my attention, and it was dangling like this, and I keep them like this. It's weird for it to have switched, and I don't know how it switched. It's possible. I move this door very often, so, you know, it's very possible, but I found this to be very interesting, and especially because this one is green, and my favorite color is green, like strong. Like I strongly have that as my favorite color. And I also think it's interesting technically, like I feel like this order is significant, like this color. And to me, this is giving like my guides are supporting me, they're holding me, they're still here with me despite, you know, whatever's going on. And especially the color order. I think the color order is what really made it significant for me personally, especially like white at the top and me being represented in green. You know, I don't know. So I just wanted to share that. Look at this hang time. Hold on, hold on. It's crazy. I know you see this hang time. It's like, that's touching my collarbone. That is touching my collarbone. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Girl, I'm so excited. I got my retie today. She busted this ish out full head, 1.5 hours, period. Period. I'm so excited. And I wanted to show you my necklace. So it's this one. My new permanent necklace to match my permanent bracelet. I like it a lot because I never take it off. This one, the one that you always see me hang the microphone from, I never take it off. And so I was like, I want one that I don't have to always like turn, because you know how the back of the necklace sometimes we come into the front. That happens with this one. So I'm thinking of just like leaving my headphones attached to it and letting it just be for the headphones. But I do like the stacked look too. So I don't know. I'll probably do, but I don't know. I don't know. But I'm happy I got it. I wanted it and I got it. I was out with my friend Ray, my sis. I love Ray. And then I want to show you one more thing, girl. I want to show you one more thing. There's a big tree in my house. Hold on, hold on. Let me get myself situated. Ah. Oh my goodness, look at her. Oh my goodness. This is such a manifestation. This big tree coming into the house is super random. Super. And so much conspired for it to happen. So that makes me feel like she should live. I'm still figuring out where I'm gonna put it. I might grow it at my aunt's house and then just take it with me when I move. But I've been wanting a fig tree long story short, because y'all know that I have a fig tree friend out in one of the neighborhoods I go to, and I have been thinking about propagating her. I talked to her about it, and I found out yesterday randomly when I went to this store that they were giving away fig trees the next day, and then I was like, okay. And then I didn't even plan to go, but I was up early this morning for a reason I'll tell you in next week's vlog, because this vlog I think is already up there in time duration. So next week's vlog. But I happened to be up early this morning, and then I happened to decide to go. And then when I was there, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have enough time to get the tree, but I was like, I'll go, and if I don't have enough time and I don't get the tree, that is what it is. End up standing next to this woman in line who's chopping it up with me, super sweet lady. Her and her husband ended up bringing a truck, because mind you, wasn't even sure if I was gonna be able to fit this in my car. I wasn't sure how tall they were gonna be. I wasn't sure nothing about nothing, but I wanted it. Long story short, I'm chopping it up with her. I start to mention, I'm about to head out or whatever, because I got to go to my appointment, and they offer to bring my tree to my house, and with their truck, and I did trust them. They seem trustworthy for me to tell them, where I live and to put it in a certain area, and so they delivered my tree for me as I went to my appointment to get my hair done. And both got exactly what we wanted, because it was first come, first serve. We were there early enough to get what we wanted. I ended up getting this tree. I cannot believe there's a fig tree in my house right now. Now where I'm going to put it, stay tuned. But I cannot believe it. I'm so excited to just shed love and light on this tree. I'm going to see what I can do to do my best to keep it alive, because as you've already seen in my place, it's pretty, there's a lot of plants in here. There's a lot of plants. So, yeah, I'm going to figure that out. But I just really want to show my fig tree. I really want to show my new permanent necklace. I really want to show my retie and my locks. I just am having such a good day. I am tired. I am tired. So I think, I'm trying to think, because there's other stuff that I know I wanted to share, because this was a big synchronicity too and stuff, but I think I'm going to share that off for next week's vlog. I think I'm going to wrap this one up. Ooh, so for this one, we're supposed to be doing the emoji thing. This one, is there a fig emoji? If there's not a fig emoji, drop a fruit emoji if you've made it to this far at the end of this vlog. I'm so excited. I have, more tea and things to share in next week's vlog. But in the meantime, I'll see you next week, girl.